Okay, I think, yep, that was it. Looks like a cord got unplugged. So sorry about that. I'm going to go back and see if I can see if I can, I'm just going to take that from the top. Yeah. Okay. So sorry, again from the top, I had a cable unplugged. So welcome to Subcreation. I'm Nathan. I'm an artist and a designer, and this channel is about creative process. So previously we talked about keeping a schedule to drive creativity. You can find the schedule for tonight's stream on my Twitch page or on Discord. And I'm going to pull that up now in Sketchbox so you can see it. So this is the schedule. We were doing intro, and we're going to do a quick creative process topic here at the start. And then we're going to jump into the white charcoal drawing, followed by bot building. We're going to build a chat bot. And then there's going to be a Rubik's Cube solve, followed by a VR sculpt. And then we're going to do the GAN journal read. And then we're going to close with a raid. So that's the plan for tonight. So having a schedule creates focus. You know exactly what you're supposed to do, and being mindful of the time limits can drive you to be deliberate and efficient. So that's our previous topic, and that's what I'm trying to practice. In past streams, I've done this with a schedule, and I've also had many nights where I just jumped right into the stream without one and winged it. And when I've watched the video later, I could really see the difference between following a schedule and not following it. Oh, hot. It's a lot. So tonight's topic is similar, but it's more about how you use the time that you've scheduled. So there are basically two ways to go about creating anything. Just diving right in and making it, or planning and deliberation, following a systematic process. So both approaches have their place. Diving right in can be more practical and can produce quicker results. So think of times when the muse has seized you. If you have a clear vision, you may just want to get it out and without letting anything else get in your way. Often this happens in a medium that you've developed a lot of skill in, or maybe you've immersed yourself in a subject or steeped in a space. Then suddenly you're struck with inspiration and you feel compelled to make the thing that you can see in your head, almost like you're tuning in on a frequency and sort of channeling it. Sorry, my my throat's a little dry. So on the other hand, following a process is important when things are more ambiguous and less straightforward. It can be helpful when tackling more complex problems or a project that's larger in scope. It's especially useful when working to collaborate with a team, or when creating something for somebody that you don't know a lot about. So let's consider some examples. Take the Harry Potter series. Before writing the first book, J.K. Rowling spent years developing characters, building the world, and filling out and assembling the note cards into the outlines that became the books and later the films. So for a project of that scope and complexity, a process was needed. But for a piece of flash fiction or a short story for a magazine, where a moment of inspiration is enough to carry you through the entire project, just sitting down and cranking it out makes sense. So taking an example from this channel, my very first project that I tackled here was an intro video for this stream. Because I was using it to demonstrate my creative process, I threw the works at it. That meant starting by thinking about who it was for, why they needed it, what it is, and how it would be made. I generated ideas on Post-it notes. I found and evaluated inspiring intro videos. Then I created a rough storyboard in Sharpie. There was a critique and iteration based on feedback I received. And I explored character designs and did 3D test sculpts and a few, or actually one test animation in VR. So that was when it became clear that I was looking at about 3 or 4 months to finish the video. So I put the work on hold to figure out what this channel would be about besides creating animated intro videos. And then a couple months later, I was suddenly inspired with the idea for the stream starting video that you may have seen if you caught the beginning of this stream just now. So over a weekend, I composed the video, I shot it, I composed the music, I shot the video, I assembled everything in iMovie. So I just cranked it out. And it was just an example of me being struck with a vision, seeing a clear path, and not letting anything get in the way of making it happen right then. So you can see that I've used both approaches essentially for the same project. Diving in is the one that got the results right away, but the stream isn't finished, and I'll likely incorporate ideas from the work that we did. Then the results of the thought and effort that I put into following creative process will really shine. So that's it for tonight's topic. Basically, both ways are valid, having their individual strengths, given whatever your needs and the size of your project. So now we're going to be getting into the next section, is white charcoal drawing. So let's see. Oh, you couldn't see my list either? Huh. Sorry about that. Hi. Catherine. Did you, something doesn't seem to be working. It looks like it's not posting. At least I don't see my own comments here. Can you see my comment? Something's wrong because I cannot see my own comment. Nope, I'm not seeing anything. Tonight is just something I've been having a lot of technical difficulty trying to get prepared for the stream. Before you even saw the part where I had no audio, that was like the 10th thing that went wrong. All right, so sorry if I'm missing your comments. I don't have the ability to see comments right now because my chat thing is not showing them to me. Okay, this one kind of works, so I may just use that. Okay, I posted like 5 comments before that one. It didn't show up, so let's Strange. Okay, well, that will do for now. Okay, so the charcoal drawing is continuing on the elephant. We were previously working on oops, that's not gonna work. I need to arrange some things here. I've got a lot of stuff on my side desk here. Okay, so previously we were drawing this. We did a series of other animals. Those are all available on Instagram. Oh, by the way, I've configured the Nightbot. So if you want to talk to Nightbot, there are a few commands you can use. I'll show you the Instagram command right now. I just do IG. That will give you the link to Instagram. So there are a few other commands. We can look at those later. So I'm going to bring up. Oops. Let's bring this up. So how are you guys doing out there? Hopefully a little better than my stream is going so far. Let's see. There we go. Believe it or not, I prepared a lot for this stream tonight. Maybe too much. All right. Get this just lined up a little bit better. And it's a little crooked. All right. And I got sketch boxes in the way of everything. Let's bring that up. Okay. And let's get some tunes going too. Oh, hey. Tom the Phantom, welcome. It's good to hear. Maybe some of your better luck will rub off of me. I've been having a few technical issues here. All right, so I don't know, is that audio level okay, or is that too low? After having some issues with audio earlier, I'm not sure. Okay, so I see the desktop audio level. It looks pretty low. Can you guys hear it? Well, I'm just going to jump in. You guys can let me know if you're... Oops. See? It's like Murphy's Law today. All right. Okay. Just need a little more sharpening on the charcoal. If you look, I updated the panels down below, and I actually added some of the supplies on here if you wanted to check out. There's some black paper. I wasn't able to find the exact same ones that I have here, and given the issues I've had with this charcoal breaking so much, I don't know that I recommend it necessarily anyway. I think I did buy it on Amazon though, so okay, that's the sharpest I've had in a while. I hope it's not gonna break. Okay. Okay, I was right working in here. I need to connect this over there. It's a little... I should just keep going. This is just a little too annoying. I'm sorry. I gotta skip that. Okay. Kind of found where I am on the source. At first I had to just kind of start filling in some shapes that looked like they could go there, but I think I've found my place. It's alright, I'm not trying to make this exactly the same. I'm just kind of approximating it. There's just too much detail here to get it exactly like it. But I do kind of like to keep track of where I'm working, essentially. I'll try to make sure I'm mapping to the basic forms that are there. So that's there's a lot of detail. It's kind of hard to concentrate to talk and to track as much information as I have there, but I understand you're supposed to keep a dialogue going the whole time while you stream. That's what I've heard from a number of really big streamers. It can be helpful sometimes to help me to focus. I don't know. Sometimes it seems like it makes it harder to focus, and sometimes it seems like it helps me focus. If I'm describing what I'm trying to do, it kind of keeps me accountable and helps me to do it better. So sometimes though it's a struggle to concentrate in a sort of a spatial way while I'm using sort of the linguistic left side of my brain. But there we go. So I've kind of managed to connect that up. I guess my goal right now is to sort of fill in this area right here and then start to match the tones, because I can kind of see, like when I look at that area in there, I can kind of see the texture that I want, but then within that texture there's areas that are really strong, and then there's sort of some shading there. And so I want to start by just kind of getting all of the basic shapes there, and then I'll start working on bringing out the highlights, I think. Bring out the strongest parts. Well, that's Pretzel. Every time Pretzel updates the stream, I'm like, oh, did somebody talk? It's just Pretzel. Pretzel is very talkative. Oh shoot, my screen, we gotta fix it. Sorry, I know you guys can't see this, but it's driving me a little crazy that my stream has been, or my computer is set up to do it's set up to go into like night mode, and then everything gets sort of like a sepia color, and that just is a little too warm. It's a little harder to see. Need a little bit more contrast right now. So I want to go into display settings. I think that's a display setting. Yeah, I want to turn night light. It's called night light. Turn that off. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. Okay, so this kind of comes up here like this. Yeah, I didn't quite realize it when I started this one, but I think this is going to be the most involved, probably the longest project that I've done yet in white charcoal. There's just a lot of very fine detail in there. So this is like the dark. There's kind of like a line you can see going through there. No, you probably can't see it there. It's pretty small. It might be too small in the reference. I wonder if I could get that reference. I might want to get that reference a little bit bigger. Maybe I could just zoom in here and see if that makes it better. Yeah, that makes a little more sense, right? To be able to see exactly the area I'm focusing on. That makes it also a lot bigger for me right here, which is probably actually going to be better. You can also see that there's mine is looking a little bit too bright in there. You can kind of see that I can barely see that in the source now that I've got it up at that size. That's a little better. Okay, so yeah, zooming in makes sense, right? I've got all the scale to build it. Excuse me, the scale just go up as high as I want. I might as well use that, right? Okay, so this one here kind of comes out this way. Oh, I feel like that's a little too bright. All right. Nightbot timed out pretzel rocks for 600 seconds. Did you guys see that message too? It's funny. I guess pretzel rocks is being a little too talkative in the stream. It's never gotten any trouble for that before. Okay, so this is gonna come right up here like that. It's kind of a bit of a balance. between trying to be true to the reference, you know, trying to follow it and make sure that you're tracking to it, and then also making sure that you're focusing on the drawing itself. You know, like I was watching Russell Stewart last night, and he was talking about he's working on this Madonna and Child picture. He's like using a reference of like a famous Madonna and Child photo, or like a classic like marble statue or something, or maybe it's a painting. And I think it's a painting. I've lost my spot again. Okay. Oh, I've connected up there a lot earlier than I expected to. Anyway, Russell Stewart was talking about how he thought the baby looked a little homely in the image he was using for reference. And so he was trying to fix it up a bit, because he was realizing that, you know, when people see his painting, they're evaluating it on its own, not in the context of the reference. And that's an important thing to keep in mind. You can't be responsible for the decisions you're making and not just kind of lean on your reference too much. Which is kind of an interesting thing to ponder when you're doing something as realistic as this, where you really have to rely on the reference quite a bit. But you can take in the case of this one, there's just way too much detail to imagine that you're going to get it all exactly accurately, right? You're trying to capture more of the nature of the texture and the shapes there, and the lighting, than you are trying to actually, you know, not trying to reproduce it. So I'm just trying to get this here filled in. And then you can see like this, mine's pretty flat, and you can see over there, that there's actually quite a bit of gradation, especially between there and there. So I'm gonna have to start building up some highlights and then maybe softening some of the shaded areas here pretty soon. How are we doing on time, by the way? So it's 8:33. I also have, I actually wrote the schedule up. I have the schedule in, well, you saw I had it in Sketchbox, obviously. I'm trying to figure out how to do it in, oh, you can't see my screen, can you? It's too bright. I wonder if I could probably dim it though. There we go. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it in a spreadsheet so I can sort of generate it. That's as close as I was able to get in numbers on the iPhone. But I do have to do that. I had to input the times, and that means that we're at 30 minutes. No. At 8:45, that's when we're going to switch to bot building. It may not sound as exciting to you if you're into art, but bot building is actually really exciting, interesting new sort of field of design. It's sort of the new trend in design, and if you do any writing, if you're interested in writing at all, it's kind of interesting. It's a form of sort of interactive writing. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal. I mean, eventually we'll probably have a lot of, eventually the AI based bots will probably get to a point where they'll surpass it, but I think there's going to be I think it'll be a while. Maybe, I don't know, it may not be that long. Because if you look at what the GAN networks are able to do, well, I just said networks twice. GAN, generative adversarial networks. I think they're going to have the ability to write pretty convincing things in real time, not too long. Okay, so I've got, so there's kind of, let's see, there's like a highlight coming through here. Like this one right here has, it's actually one of the darkest ones, but it's got a bit of a highlight in the middle of it. And then, oh, am I highlighting the wrong one? I lost my place there for a second. No, that's about right. That was that one. Now this one is. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. What's going on here? Something weird is happening right there. Let's try filling it in. It's supposed to be kind of fading as it comes down a bit, but kind of turns into more gravelly kind of texture coming down this way. Yeah, it's a little better. Don't quite feel like it has exact shape, but it doesn't quite have the right form. Yeah, and you can see, so you can see another one over there. There's this dark area in here, but we can't quite perceive that yet because I think this is, let's see, there's just too much darkness around all of them. I mean, it almost looks black in the source. You can kind of see that. And then actually these are pretty light right here. It's a little better. I mean, you can really see the light, the shape really sort of flows through there in the source. And it'll probably help when I have this, so I can keep working, building that out there. This right here is about as bright as that, and it needs to be almost like almost a very heavy white. So I guess I gotta work on bringing this up over here quite a bit. A little better. Almost, it's like a little smooth patch right there. So the chatbot we're going to build will be pretty useful because it's going to facilitate the viewer's choice. So whenever we do the Rubik's solve, whoever gets closest gets to choose the reference for the quick drawing that we do at in the last, or actually the sculpt today. It's going to be a sculpt. We'll change up what the activity is. Actually, that's actually one of the things I want to do is make it so that maybe we can even have the viewer choose the medium, and by sort of controlling the options available to them once they choose a medium, my hope is to make that possible. Because the thing is that that VR sculpting, it only lends itself to some things. It's not, at least so far, I'm not having a lot of luck with doing sort of like architectural or mechanical kinds of things. You can do some like kit bashing with it, but which is where you basically take a bunch of existing sort of like stamps or sort of pre-designed pieces, and then you mash them together to make like a spaceship or something. I've seen people do some amazing things like that with that. And this is where I just need to kind of get the there we go. Kind of. There we go. Yep. There we go. Just a little bit of a crack through here. This is kind of like, I've heard Kit Slam refer to drawing a color pencil a little bit as being a little bit like sculpting, and that's definitely what I'm doing right now, adding a little bit and taking it a bit back. There we go. All right. There's a lot more light in here I need to bring out. I'm sorry, but I can't take this. It might be time to switch channels. Sorry, I'm being twitchy DJ, but just have limits, I guess. This right here gets pretty light. And there. This is super bright in the reference there. And then it gets really bright down in here. Almost its brightest point right down here. It's like white. There we go. I guess we have some pretty sharp wrinkles to capture in here then too. So there's this in here. Yeah, that's starting to approach it. Starting to get in the neighborhood of that there. This is a piece where I definitely have to commit myself to realizing this is going to take a lot longer than this sitting. And just know that it's a long ongoing project. It's important not to get impatient when you've decided to do something of this scope, you know? It's okay to just plug away at it a little bit at a time. You'll get there eventually, you know, you don't have to have it all figured out in the night. Let's see. Okay, so it's going to go up to there, and then that's where it... Yeah, and then these have much narrower cracks than what I've got here. Yeah, bring that brightness up. Oh, so it's 8:48 now, so it's time to move on to the next section. That's pretty good progress. I mean, I filled in, yeah, I actually covered a lot of ground. I have a lot more work to do in this whole area, but look, we connected all that up, and then we started bringing up the highlight in here and in here. I think we connected all of this. This is all connected through here. I fixed that up a bit, and then I brought this up to where it's about equivalent to what we have over there. So it's not too bad. So the next thing is the bot. So let's go ahead and pull up. I'm going to pause this just for a moment. I might turn back on in a minute, but just go ahead and pull this over here. So what we're going to be doing is something called LandBot. LandBot is a really amazing tool for creating, for essentially authoring bots. So what that means is you're creating bots that essentially have sort of like a which way book. I don't know if you've ever seen, I guess they're called choose your own adventure books. It's following that sort of structure where you have these branching trees of options, and you need to keep it somewhat limited or you'll go crazy. Because you can end up just every time you have a branch, if you always have two options, then the conversation is going to get bigger and bigger. So you always have to have a way of sort of closing out your branches. So these are, you can see I actually have a couple bots here. This one is SurveyBot. If you haven't seen SurveyBot, there's the link to it in the panels below if you're on the web, or under info if you're on mobile. But also I've added a command to Nightbot for the SurveyBot. You actually just type SurveyBot like this, and it says there, chat with SurveyBot to inform stream topics. So if you click on that, you can go and try this out. It just says, hello there, this is Subcreation Survey. This will be quick. So you say, let's do it. And then it gives you a bunch of options. This is multi-select, which you can see from the checkbox. And you just go in there and tell it the things that you, what topics you're interested in that we are covering on this channel. And then when you submit that, I'm not going to submit it because I add data that I don't want. But if you fill it out, I would appreciate that. But we're not here to look at SurveyBot. We're here to create a new bot. So let's go to create a land bot. And let's see if I think this is zoomed in. There we go. So this is the UI that you get for it. If you're interested in following along, you can actually, I believe you can create bots for free. You just have a limited number of topics. I mean, not topics. Limited number of what's the thing? The number of nodes that you can have in a conversation, and I think you get just one bot to start. But I have the upgrade plan here, so I can do as many of these as you want. So the bot we were going to create is it's a bot for managing the part of the channel when somebody wins the Rubik's solve, they get to pick the art, the reference for the next image. So I wanted to call it, had the name in it before. We'll call it winner bot because it's the bot that the winner gets to use. So let's go ahead and up here where there's a name, I'm just going to go ahead and name it winner bot. So there we go. We've got a good start. We've named our bot. And now I think instead of saying hello there, so we get this panel here that comes up and you can add stuff there. So it's sort of like an inspector type view. You can add what you want. Let me go ahead and turn the music back on, but I'm going to make it something less loud, or less, that'd be a little distracting from, we'll go with ambient again, even though ambient sometimes puts me to sleep, but it's less distracting because there's not as much going on. So instead of hello there, we're going to say congratulations. Wait, is it congratulations or yeah, congrats. Congratulations on for winning the Rubik's. We're going to say for guessing the Rubik's solve time. That's what we do. I solve the cube, but whoever actually guesses the time that I get. So it's kind of a chance thing, but it's also, there's a little bit of skill to it, knowing which numbers are possible. And really, lately, all you have to do to win is guess, because Catman is the only one guessing lately. So we've been having fewer participants. Okay, so congratulations for guessing the Rubik's solve time. Let's pick your prize. I don't know if it's really a prize. What should we call it? Anybody following? No, I haven't got comments. Let's pick your, I'm gonna bring that up a little bit because you can't really see what I'm doing here, can you? That's better. Okay, so congratulations for guessing the solved, for guessing. I'm just gonna say congratulations. congratulations. Let's pick the next. Pick the basically. So what happens is you win, and then you get to pick the reference for the next project. So, but I'm gonna actually say, let's pick the next project. Okay, so that'll do. Let's apply that, and now you can see it over here. Congratulations, let's pick the next project. And then the options are, that it wouldn't make sense to say hi. Instead, we'll say, actually, we'll do this in one step to make it simpler. I'm gonna add another message right here, and we'll just say, what activity do you want? Okay, and so then the activities will be the options here. The first one will be, it could be Sharpie drawing. The next one could be VR sculpt. Next one could be what else should we do? We do Sharpie drawings, VR sculpt. Ideas. Actually, you know, would be a good place to get ideas would be to look at SurveyBot, which I just posted up here, because SurveyBot has all the things that we could do on this channel, and we could do some of those things. Oops, that's the different bot. My mistake. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's right. I'm gonna start again. That was the right one. I just got confused because it was doing a different message to get me to start over again. Okay, so drawing. We've got drawing, sculpting, compose music, compose music, we could do flash fiction. That's one thing that we do on here. So we could do write flash fiction. Flash fiction's fun. What else could we do? Generative art would be too big for the time period that we have, I think. Well, we do a half hour, but I don't know. It's a little too hard. I think it's hard. Storyboarding, we could do the storyboard in a half hour, but the question is, how do you get the ideas for what you would be storyboarding? And that's what we have to figure out next. Hey, Dom Kizzle. Welcome. I am doing, I'm programming a bot. That's the activity. Now we just have, we're about halfway through it, trying to mix things up and have a few different segments. So we did the white charcoal drawing. So I'll pull that up so you can see it since you're just dropping in. That would be right here. So we made some progress in here. We've been getting the lighting a little bit better in there and a little bit in there, and then we filled in all of that. So we're making progress on that. And let's see, I'm gonna switch back to this view. I don't know if, Dom Kizzle, did you see all the other, you've seen the other pieces that we finished? Not sure how long ago did I miss your comment. Oh, also we got Nightbot set up. So actually, shout out for Dom Kizzle. Make sure I get your name spelled correctly here. see if that worked. Oh no. My shout out isn't used, it isn't working. Maybe the other one, I have long form, that one might work. Maybe I need to use the @ symbol. That might do it. Let's try that. Nope, that doesn't work either. Okay, well, we're still working through some of the bugs here, but I think I could just go ahead and link to your channel. And that'll work. So how have you been? What have you been working on your paintings lately? See, you have a few videos. Looks good. Wow, mountain just appears in seconds. Look at it right there. Got any clips? Oh, no clips yet. I'll have to make some next chance I get to drop in. So yeah, I'm just working on. So what I do. So I have a number of segments I'm trying to fill on the channel. So there's sort of a little bit of structure, and the next one is going to be. Boy, I really messed up that command to test that better. So. So the next segment is going to be the Rubik's solve. I'm going to solve Rubik's Cube, and if someone, whoever guesses. Oh, you've been traveling, huh? Is it fun travel? Well, obviously it's travel for work, so it's not like fun. But are you going someplace you enjoy, or are you like stuck in a hotel or something? I always like it when I get to travel. That's because last time I traveled, I went to Washington, D.C., and before that I went to New York. Those are the last 2 business trips I had, and that was a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm web development wouldn't work, brainstorming wouldn't work. You know what would make sense is white charcoal drawing. I just have to. The thing I have to keep in mind is it's like a half-hour project, so I'll just have to figure out how to limit the options so that I don't get like a big, huge, multi-stream process. So it's work travel, but fun, visiting new places. Cool. That's always nice to get out there and see the world a little bit, even if it's the cubicles of the world. So yeah, I was going to say white charcoal drawing, and what else? So I've got Sharpie drawing, VR sculpt, compose music, write flash fiction, write charcoal. New Mexico was the destination, but it's staying overnight in El Paso, Texas. But I'm staying overnight in El Paso, Texas. Cool. Flying back to Florida tomorrow. Ah, so you're from Florida then. Sounds like a lot of nice, warm places. I'm in the Northwest, so it's always a little cloudy. It's been a little warmer lately, though. We had a really sunny day today. Okay, so Sharpie drawing, VR sculpt, compose music, write flash fiction, white charcoal drawing. Okay, so those will be the options. Yeah. Yep. I guess those are enough options. So then the next, so I got to apply this. I'm not sure what that doesn't seem right. There's supposed to be 2 messages. Here, I'm just gonna try previewing it and see what this does. I'm from the Northeast, but reside in Florida. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is doing what I would expect it to do. Congratulations. Let's pick the best, or pick the next project. What activity do you want? So then the goal is that when you choose one of these, it's going to take you to your next question. I wonder if we'd want to ask the medium first, or if we want to ask the subject first. I guess we could have asked what we want, how you want to choose first, but then that's creating more steps. So let's just try, we head back, close preview. Oops. Oh, this thing's on top of my, there we go. There's a third button that's on top of everything. There we go. You can kind of see that. It's a little better. All right, so if you choose Sharpie drawing, then we're going to say type of question. Oops, that was not what I meant to choose. Let's try that again. Undefined question. We'll choose buttons, and we'll say what kind of drawing? And then the option can be animal, people, and we'll do scenery. What else? Maybe we could add sci-fi, might be fun. I'm thinking of whether I'd want to do abstract. I'm going to limit the options based on what I chose. So the next one will be VR. Wait, so this one here connects to that one. Oops. I forgot to save and it didn't. Okay. What kind of Sharpie drawing? And then we're going to say animal, people, animal, people, boy, I just forgot them already. Animal, people, scenery, and then we'll maybe do a sci-fi. And don't forget to save, because that's what went wrong last time. Where is that apply button? There it is up at the top. Okay. So we just put this over here. So you can see it's showing you how everything is being sort of constructed. It's just kind of nice. I don't know why I have the any option. That is kind of annoying. I can clean this up later. The idea is just to sort of get this started. I'm not going to finish this tonight. I'm just going to start it. So for VR Sculpt, ask a question, buttons, what kind of, or what should we sculpt? And this one will say, ooh, Dom Kizzle says, I said scenery and sci-fi. That's right, you remembered. Sorry, I was not looking at the moment. I need to get set up. Is there like a way to set it up so that, like if I could just have like a window, like a notification pop up or something, it could grab my attention, you know? I mean, wouldn't mind having like a ding or something that happens whenever there's I think I did a search on Reddit and I didn't find a great solution right away. Maybe I just need to give it more time. Okay, so what can we sculpt? We could sculpt a cartoon character. Actually, let's start with sculpt the monster. What else can we sculpt? Does it help if I add subcreation? It doesn't. I mean, I can see that there's white, so it's like a little bit more noticeable if I happen to be looking. But there's got to be a way to set up. I wonder if there might be an option in this other app. But it was. Oh, this one's working again. This wasn't working earlier. My Restream has its own app. Oh, and it has notifications. I just found a setting. It's right here, actually. I have a setting for enable desktop notifications. Play a sound. I think I'll just go with that. That sounds great. I think I might have just got it working. Okay, so hopefully that does it. I still need this window here to get my there. Oops, something just went wrong. Oh, now it's working. Okay. All right, try commenting to test notifications. Okay, so I got monster. What else? Oh, scenery is something I do in this one. Actually, let's do that first. Let's try start with scenery. That's one of the things I'm doing more of. What else? Okay. Maybe a spaceship. Oh, I'll just do sci-fi on this one too. Scenery, sci-fi. There it is. Awesome. So now I get a notification. Oh, it's notifying me though on Pretzel Rocks. That is a little annoying because I don't really want to get notified every time that Pretzel Rocks talks. I just want to know when other people talk. Well, it says that Pretzel Rocks actually deleted a message by a moderator. So, okay, so I mean, moderator, the Nightbot is preventing Pretzel Rocks from posting. I think. Okay, so scenery, sci-fi. What else? We could do monster. Maybe cartoon monster. What else could we do? What else have we done on this channel? What else? What else? Scenery, sci-fi, cartoon monster, and what else do we do when we sculpt? Oh, we could just do animals. kind of the same list as the other one. Animals, scenery, sci-fi, monster. That might be fun. Okay, so I'm going to apply that one. Are we on time? I'm out of time. So that's the idea. You basically see how it works. I just set this up, and then when we test it, oops, comes up like this. We could say, let's do a VR sculpt. And then it says, what should we sculpt? Oh, your Wi-Fi is dumping. All right, well, thanks for visiting. Sorry my shout out command didn't work, but you're at least able to share the... Hope you have safe travels. Okay, so that's the idea basically, is we'll be able to pull this up, and so the person who is picking the activity will go through this, they'll choose what they want, and then the result will be, it'll give them a link to a pin board that they can go to, and then they can pick anything off of the pin board. And that way I can kind of make sure that I get images that work with the medium by sort of pre-selecting them, but you still get to have a lot of choice around it. So that's the oops, I need to save this. I'll save it. Bot is saved. So that's it. We made a bot. Accomplished quite a bit in this stream, even with all of the tech conspiring against us. Now I'm going to switch over to... Your guess is 2 minutes and 30 seconds, huh? That is a pretty reliable guess. So yesterday, or on Sunday, I mean, we did a... what did we do? We did a sort of inside, like a scenery from inside a cave. The image was a little bit more complicated than I think we could do in a half hour. So I kind of need a little bit of work to kind of get the amount of work fit to the time we have, but that will work. All right, so that's... Let me pull this up a little bit. This seems like it's a little low. I don't know how it got quite that low, but we're going to switch to the stopwatch. Oh, you can see my previous time, so I think it's a good shot. I'll be able to do 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This might be the last time I'll be working with this Rubik's Cube, because I have a new high-speed Rubik's Cube coming in the mail pretty soon, maybe before Sunday. It's actually an interactive Rubik's Cube that has like sensors inside it and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So, okay, so I need a moment to pick out, did I? I was going to find everything first. Okay. All right, I think I'm good to go. I'll start. A little slower on this one, so I guess you gotta take that into account. Although I think that was the one that we used on Sunday. This was the one we used on Sunday. I lost my other speed cube, so that's getting stuck a little. I need to go faster. Go faster. There we go. Green. Oops, I did something wrong there. Oh, I see. Coming up on 2 minutes. Oops. Oops. Okay. Okay. All right, getting pretty close. There we go. 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Pretty close. Right on the nose there at the 2 minute and 30-second guess. All right, so that means that Catlin will be choosing the activity. So looking at, of course, I don't have, this isn't finished, so we can't really use it, but you can choose between some of the activities that we saw on here. If we go back. I could do a Sharpie drawing. We could do a VR sculpt, which is what I've been doing lately. Could do flash fiction or maybe poetry for the first time. Poetry might be fun. Hadn't thought of that. We could add that to this list. Probably not white charcoal drawing because it'd be really hard to find a photo right now. I might remove that from this list. And I can't really compose music right now because I don't have my Mac hooked up. Okay, so Sharpie drawing. Sharpie drawing it is. So, do you want to draw an animal, people, scenery, or something sci-fi? We can pull up animal. Okay. Let's pull up Pinterest. So there's some animals already here. Got a couple of elephants, which is probably because it sees I've been using the elephant mostly lately. This is kind of interesting. This would be an interesting light on dark. I'm going to save that. That could be really interesting. So do you want to pick an animal? And if you just name the animal, I can search for it and we can find a good one of the animal. Or do you want to just go to, we could do a search for animals. Animal. Got this little frog thing. Oh, baby elephant. I think it's adorable. Or do you want to just go to Pinterest and pick something out? That's a possibility too. Hippo. That's a good idea. Hippo. All right, we got this guy. We got this, looks like a baby hippo. This is an interesting one right here. Hey, Tikiwa, how's it going? I would give you a shout out, but my shout out command doesn't work. I I can show you what it does. But oh, that's not working. I forgot that was the problem, that this window doesn't let me chat. Since my shout out thing isn't working, I'm just gonna say go check out Tikua at I think that'll do it, right? Does that work? Let's see. Yep, you're hosting Kidslam right now. So yeah, I've set things up so the ones that do work is you can check out my Instagram, or I've got a Discord server set up. It's got that, so you can go check that out. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So anyway, Catlin, are you picking the? Let's see, how's it going? That reminds me that I should get that all set. Oh yeah, you haven't set this up either. Yeah, it's not that hard. It took me a bit to figure out that to test it, you can test it right on your own channel. You just need to, like, even if you're hosting somebody else, you can just type right in there. The cube time today was, this is the cube time for today. Oops, I messed it up. I wanted to go to the overhead view. There we go. There's our cube time for today. Not too bad, but not at your level. Okay, you want me to pick out the hippo? Okay. Let's see. We're about to do a quick Sharpie drawing of a hippo. And I need to pick out a hippo. That's kind of a funny one. Okay, there looks kind of interesting. Is that the first one? Yeah, it is. Am I on time? Burning through the time. Oh, the mouth. You like this one? I think this one is pretty good. No, not that one. Up. I think I was at the top there. Oh, no, I wasn't. This one? Is that what you're talking about? That's pretty wild, huh? No, up. Right, that's what it said before. Up, no. This one's kind of handsome. Looks like he's smiling. Up, no. Yes. Yes, this one, right? Yes? I think that is a good one. An image in a new tab. Awesome. Zoom out a bit. Gotta zoom out and slide over a bit. And now I just need to go into, let's see, this view. Maybe I'll go ahead and zoom up closer. All right. I'm gonna do a quick sketch. Oh, too far over. So I need to restate some of these lines. That happens sometimes. Okay, I need to keep track of the time. So I give myself a little timer for 10 minutes. How long do I actually have left? Scan journal segment needs to start. I've got 20 minutes. It's been pretty good on time actually. So I give myself 10 minutes so I know the halfway mark. You guys can't really see my lines there. I know, I'm sorry. Trying to be a little more committal. A little bit of a nostril I can see right there. And this is going to go actually a lot further over before the eye. That eye actually starts there. Then we have a big eye. Then we got the back of his head. And then we get that little ear. And we got a little bit more on the end of the skull. Okay. Got this eye here. They kind of have human-like eyes with a lot of white in the eye right there. It's not that common for animals to have. Might just be that because it's looking so far to an angle. Sometimes you see that with dogs, I think. So that goes down there. And this comes up. And this actually needs to go up more, like that, I think. And then we get this. A little bit steeper. Oh, you know what? We could use some music during this portion. Okay, so you're 3 minutes in, which is not bad for how much we got here. They have sharp teeth. There we go. I suppose they're actually probably really dangerous. They seem pretty innocuous. The thing that's fun about doing a Sharpie drawing is that it goes real fast, and when you're done, you have a finished piece just like that. Okay, so I think that seems like most of the really important lines. I almost wonder that this proportion doesn't quite seem right to me. Nah, it's not that far off actually. It's funny seeing the argument go on between the two bots there. On one hand, you have Pretzel Rocks posting its links. You have to figure out how to configure you have to figure out how to configure Nightbot to allow Pretzel to do it, or yeah, Pretzel Rocks to do what it does. Anyway, there's just one other key line in there. It's kind of that one. Yeah, Nightbot is bossy. I know, Nightbot just showed up. Like, hey, you're new here, buddy. Calm down. I guess it's because I gave it mod authority and all of a sudden it thinks it's in charge. Oh, I don't have a Sharpie. Now I have a Sharpie. I was hoping for one of the oh well, it's fine. This will work fine. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how am I going to do this. Okay. And yeah, Nightbot was being a bit much on my channel too. Had to turn its sensitivity down a wee bit, yeah. Too bad you can't just tell it like, you know, in the movie Interstellar. And he's like, I just want to be like, Nightbot, what's your tolerance level for links? It'd say 2%. I'd say, let's bring it up to 35%. You know the movie I'm talking about? You get that reference? Love that movie. I've watched it a lot of times. So I'm actually kind of ahead of the time here because I gave myself a warning for the halfway mark, and That warning is about to go off. And now it's the other 10 minutes. Actually, we need, I guess, a little bit less time. Okay. This is turning out kind of illustration-y. Well, that tooth is too far forward, I think. It's way too far forward. Oh well. That's the thing about Sharpie, you know, you make your choices and you live with them. Here we go. You like him? You like it? Nice. Did you make the commands for Discord, or was there a website with some templates? So the way that you add a command is you use a command called addcom, so ADD, or use the exclamation mark ADDCOM, and then you can write anything that you want as the command. So you do exclamation mark and then the name for your command, and then you can write the response to it. So in that case, that's a hard-coded thing. There's nothing to actually do because there are other ones that they require variables, and you have to look at the API to figure out how to reference them. But this is one that the Discord one, you just type in, visit my Discord and include the link there. Does that make sense? You do a search on how to add commands. That might help, but that's the one thing you want to learn. I did a search that really threw me off because it said to, oh yeah, don't worry, Catlin, that's fine. It's no worries. People make typos all the time in the thing. The one that the site that I found said that you needed to use this command where you set it to only work for the moderator. I didn't know that's what it was doing. It included a command like I don't know quite how to describe it. Like you had like a dash and then UL equals mod. If you find an example that includes that sort of thing, leave out that command because you don't want only your mods to be able to use your commands. Okay, I guess that's it. That's looking like it's about it. Maybe there's a little bit of a line there. I think maybe. It's a little bit something going on here. There's a couple places where I'm tempted to start some shading, but I don't know. It seems like that could be a slippery slope too. There is sort of this down here could be shaded. You get committed to that though, and this up here is pretty dark actually. Maybe I could just do that kind of thing. Yep, I guess I've committed. I'm doing that. I don't know. I do need to do this. And then we have these kind of anyway, there's a few of these dots in there. More there. And then this down here. I don't know. This is going to be a lot more. I only have a minute left and I'm kind of taking on an awful lot with this part here. Now 12 seconds, so I'm getting very close to my time. I'm trying to stick to the time better because I know people gotta go to sleep, and I gotta go to sleep, and the quitting earlier quitting on time gives me a chance to raid more people, or more choices for the raid. Anyway, so that's what we got for the hippo today. Very happy hippo. Looks like a hungry hippo too, so that's fun. We ended up not being scoped, even though sculpting digital art was in our title. I guess that's something I have to think about when I'm... Thanks, Catlin, I appreciate that. Okay, so now the next activity on the stream is this, where we pull up. This is actually sort of flash fiction. I was talking about doing flash fiction before, and we actually have some flash fiction to read because every week, only on Wednesdays, not every stream, but only on Wednesday, we're going to be reading from the GAN journal. So this is going to be a collaborative activity. I've done all the episodes so far, but the idea is you take a series of images that were generated by GAN Breeder, and you basically come up with a short episodic flash fiction that sort of tells a story based on the images that you see there. So ideas are sort of creating an illustrated flash fiction from starting with GAN Breeder. So you're sort of using the images to inspire the story, and just need to pull it up here so I can actually read the story to you. And this is all we do. It's a flash fiction reading. So I'm going to show you the images. I'm going to try to click through the images as I'm reading a little bit as best as I can. But let me just jump in here. Oh, and let me pull up I'm going to really quickly do the Discord again, so you have a chance if you want to follow along. If you haven't joined Discord, you can follow the link there to join it. And the idea is there's a new episode each time. So there's sort of the backstory. If you go up above here, you'll see there's a series of stories. I can give you a little bit of the backdrop. The main character is on a team of explorers who are looking for ancient tech. And so it's sort of suggesting that it's a future world where there isn't technology. People are living at a lower level of technology than there was in the past. And this first entry was about their disappointment in finding a series of replicas that were made by an ancient tribe that was only worshiping technology but not actually possessing it. And then the next story is just about traveling for a very long time and not seeing civilization. The main character is lamenting that. He's actually very unhappy with his compatriots. And then last week we found out about how they were living on these very alien-looking berries and fruit as a result of a mistake that the main character had done. It's sort of an unreliable narrator, and he's telling it from his perspective, but he caused one of one of the people to drop the supplies into a ravine. And anyway, now this is the current entry. Implored my compatriots to turn back, all in vain. Spotted the leave-behinds of a forest tribe. I thought they looked fresh, but Felix stated bluntly and without evidence that they were pre-Aegean. The others were astir over the news, as if they'd not given up hope of reaching the ancient temple. Imagine, still entertaining fantasies of discovering mythical tech caches at this stage. So that's it. That's the GAN journal for this week. Our poor character is still struggling through the wilderness and hoping for civilization. That's where we leave him. And so now it is time to start looking for somebody to raid. Hope you guys will stick with me for the raid. We are exactly on time, which means we have a few minutes actually to pick out the raid we get to choose our target. So I see Critter Art is on, and I haven't caught him in a while. So I think Critter Art it is. Just need to make sure it's muted because I don't want. All right, that's Critter Art, and I'll get that commercial out of the way right now, and I'm just going to pull up my dashboard in another window. So here we go. I guess I just gotta get over here to rating. So thanks for joining. It was fun. We got to try out a little bit more of a format tonight, and we did some chatbot creation. We had Nightbot making noise on the feed for the first time, very, very aggressively. All right, so we got Critter Art selected for the raid. Now what we're going to need is let me see how many people we have. We got 3, so that's not bad. Let's go ahead and get the call sign up. If somebody, I'll just go ahead and make the, let's use Twitch raid and Twitch raid and it's Subcreation. Oops. Subcreation radiation. And then it's more of those. Also, here, I'm going to go ahead and post that. I'm going to copy it and post it. And if also one thing I did add to Discord that might be kind of fun is I created hype. So if you want to just call that, you can get a ton of hype. Oh, Nightbot. Oh wait, no, it's just that window makes hype look super strange. Okay, can't see it in your view. I can show you actually really quick. This is my other chat window, and look, it did something totally different with the hype. Anyway, that's kind of exciting, kind of fun. So if you want to use hype, that's how you do it. Although, you know what? Hype won't work in the stream we're going to, so you'd have to copy this here, so never mind. So that's the command if everyone's ready with Subcreation radiation. And I'm going to go ahead and start the raid. So actually I should really quick go full screen for a second, say thanks so much for being here. I hope you learned something. If you're able to catch the first part of the stream, I'm trying to do a bit of a topic, an intro at the beginning. I work quite a bit. I'm trying to write that content to make sure that there's some value add there. And yeah, so enjoyed getting to hang out with you guys and create some art and making bots. And I'll see you actually tomorrow. I'm doing a stream on Thursday. It'll be a little bit less structure because I won't have time to prepare much. We'll probably just do the regular art activities. So I'll see you guys then. And I'm going to go ahead and start the raid now. Oh, I forgot there's a countdown, so I'm starting. It's counting down. 5, 4, 3. All right, so I'll see you guys later, and I hope you have a good night.